Guys, welcome to my Blender 3D modeling tutorial, and we're going to create our first object today in Blender, and it's going to be a table, and it's going to be a very basic table. um, I selected both of these by holding the shift key and pressing the right mouse button if you don't remember it from the last episode, and hit X and delete both of these because we don't want that. um, so uh, what we're going to do today, as I said, is create a table, and it's going to be a very basic table so that you can understand how creating an object is, and it's going to be very easy to understand. Actually, you can grasp it pretty easily. So I'm just gonna move this up a little bit, and this is gonna be our tabletop. So hit S, I'm sorry, and hit Y to extrude it, and hit S, hit Z to make it a little bit. That's great. S and X, and that looks like it's pretty good actually. So go back into edit mode by pressing tab. You can see here what I'm pressing with my mouse. Even my mouse is shown here, and you can easily understand what I'm doing. So hit Ctrl R and create a edge loop here, Ctrl R and a edge loop here. Now press right mouse button when you press and you see the orange loop selected. You can slide here or here. Press right mouse button so that it will snap back to the center. You don't have to do it yourself if you're not confident. So what I'm gonna do now is I just selected all these vertices on this side, because what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to work on this for I'm sorry, on this one side. So you can see that there are like 4 lengths in a table. So we can't precisely do it. I mean, we can do it, but it's very tough to precisely do it on all the 4 sides. So the Blender is going to take care of it for us. We're just going to create it here, and it's going to precisely do it on all these 3 sides. So I'm just gonna delete these vertices. You can see that these 2 sides are gone, and we don't want this side now, so go here and hit vertices, and it's gone. So and you can see the origin, the orange dot is here in the corner, and we want it to be there because we are going to add a modifier called mirror modifier, which is just going to reflect what's done here in whatever axis we want. And this origin is like the place where the mirror is kept, so it's important that it's here. So that's why we deleted these for 3 sides in the first place, so that we can get a precise value for the origin. So go back into object mode, and you can see the wrench icon here. Press it and add modifier, and you can see mirror modifier here. Hit it, and you can already see that it's created in the x-axis, but we also want it here. So hit y-axis so that we can create here. We don't want it in the x-axis, so just leave it right there, and make sure you enable clipping, because otherwise it's going to overlap here. If you drag this vertex over here and drag it this side, it's going to overlap, but we want it to be connected in this side and this side. So press this triangle button if you want to work on all four sides. uh, if it's not enabled, you can only work on this side, but you can see what's happening on the other sides. But I like to work on all the sides. So we're going to create our legs right now. It's going to be pretty basic, it's going to be very easy. You probably know right now how to do it. You have your own idea. This is not the only way to do it. So create two edge loops here, and two edge loops. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now go into face select mode, and you can see that it selected on all the three sides. Hit E so that you can extrude a face or a edge. You can't extrude a vertex because it's only a point. You can do it. You can only extrude faces or edges. I'm just going to move this up a little bit so that I can see better. And yeah, so we want it to be a little bit like you know, real table. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to scale this face in a little bit to make it look something like this. Yeah. And I'm just going to select these and hit extrude, and okay. Now I'm going to create two edge loops here, and you probably know how to do it right now, and you just have to think a little bit. Hit E. That looks like, yeah, it's pretty good actually. So create another one here, and you can see that we need to add only one edge loop here because there is this center one, so we don't have to do two edge loops here. I'm just going to scale this down a little bit, and to create a to select an edge loop, hold down Alt and right mouse and click on the right mouse button, and you can see that the whole edge loop is selected, so that you don't have to select every vertex or every few edges. You can move it a little bit here. Select the faces here, hit E. You can see that it joins. If I didn't have this enabled, see what happens. See, it overlaps, and we don't want that. We want it to be connected. So there you have it.